a couple of questions about the legal immigrants that we have come to our city. I would like to know how they were vetted, and I've got a couple of questions about that. How they were vetted. Was everyone vetted? Where were they located? It's said that they have work visas, but the work visas show that the company that they work for is not it's not a factory that we have here. So that's one of my concerns. Who is heading up, watching over this situation? What information can you give me about this situation? I'm just concerned.
So unfortunately, Sharon, we don't have any information to provide to you. We don't have any information. We just don't have any information on it. That's so. And I don't want to speak on something and misinform people, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. But as of right now, we don't have any information. We just know that they are here with us.
And the only thing I can add to that concern of yours and a lot of people's is that this is above us. We found out when everybody found out that they showed up. The first time I saw them, they came into our church and wanted to come to Sunday school and church with us, and that's the first time I knew they were in town. And there was 3, then 6, and 8, and they're the ones at church with me are great people. They want to come into church, haven't asked for a thing, and worship and go home. That's the only interaction I've had with them. And I know there's more than that here in town, but the only things we know is they're here. We can't, that they're, I wouldn't say a private citizen, but they're coming in just as you would go into another town and buy a house and live there. They're doing the same thing. We can't ask them or watch them like a specific criminal or anything if they haven't committed a criminal act. So we know they're here. We hope that they can provide to our economy and do things that help Sylacauga, but as far as knowing how they got here or what their deal is, we're left out of the loop just as you. That goes way high up, and if you haven't noticed, even some of our state representatives have reached out to their DC representatives like Ben Robbins and asking for help and reasoning of why they're here, so that they don't even know at the state level.
But there's no reason for us to wonder why or to investigate. No crime has been committed. I mean, they're here working, like Ashton said, they're, adding to the economy. So as of right now, that's really all we have to say. It was actually more than what I thought we had to say. But
I have one thing. I have reached out to state and federal leaders to try to get more information, and everybody's kind of in the same boat. I've also reached out to other leaders across the state to see, to seek information as well.
There was a letter released, and that letter implied that research had been done and answers had been found.
what letter are you referring to here? That was on behalf of the mayor. That wasn't on behalf of us. So that was on behalf of the mayor, and you're welcome to come to the mayor's office anytime. He's at work, and just discuss that with him, but that was not on behalf of us. That was on behalf of the mayor.
All right, so I would need to address the letter, my questions on the letter of where.
Yes, that was, he wrote that.
I had to go to his office to address that part. Okay, all right. And then during my stay here tonight, I came up, I have got another question, if I have the time. So I had heard that you were talking about I'm an accounts payable supervisor, and I've been in bookkeeping and accounting, accounts payables since I was 20 years old. So lots and lots of years in this industry. And I was a little confused about the fact that your checks and balances seem to be out of whack for monitoring your accounts. Like, I didn't understand that part. I'm sorry. It was hard to hear too. So I didn't track everything that was said, but I don't understand. So
I think maybe this makes sense. They're being monitored, and when we write a check, we know what's in the bank before we write it. But I think what we were referring to was the access point. Who all needed or wanted access to the bank accounts, like of us or other department heads, or why only a department head and executive or an assistant had the access to the account. It wasn't that we didn't know what was in the account.
Are you all able to see the account?
No, we can ask in our finance department.
We get a printout every month.
Yeah, we get a printout.
We can't just pull it up, you know, phone would go in there, but we ask them if we want to know, and they give us a printout every month, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, every month.
But-
It comes to me.
But as we shouldn't be, I mean, we don't need to be doing that, but if you have any additional questions, Sherry, you can just, make an appointment with the accounting department and they'll answer whatever questions you may have. Because again, at this time of the meeting, it's only for you to express your concern, there's no consideration or discussion. But you can, that's what the work session is for. You can request to be on the work session if you wanna express something or talk about something or present something. But at this time in the meeting, you are allowed to come up and say whatever you wanna say, but there's no discussion.
Okay, I need to dig a little more into it before I do discuss it more. I need to understand.
And that's fine, but make an appointment and their office is open. You can, write your questions down and someone there should be able to help you.
Okay, all right,
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else?
I would like to say something.
Go ahead. Please.
My name is Mary Deason, and I live on Walnut Street too. And my question is, if they're being bused in here, brought in here by vans, how come the city knows nothing about it?
We don't know anything about that, Ms. Eason. That's just, we've seen this stuff on Facebook and social media just like you have. We have no knowledge of that.
Why haven't you reached out to find out?
Ms. Deason, with all due
Yeah.
respect,
You can.
have you, I'm gonna ask this and with all due respect, has anybody seen anybody being bussed in here? Has anybody seen any bus coming here dropping people off?
I had someone that told me that's
I
not
know,
land.
but it's hearsay, but that's the thing. People are posting stuff on social media and people are saying things that they don't know anything
I
about.
realize it.
Yeah. Nobody has seen any of those things happen.
I realize
Yes.
that.
No crime has been committed. There has been no reason
But
for
I
it.
also went by where they're living, some of them, and they're just sitting around outside, they're not working.
But what's wrong with that though, Ms. Deason? What's wrong with them sitting
Because
outside where
they're
they're
not
paying
working
rent?
in the middle of the day, they would be working if they came here to
But
work.
we can go anywhere, Ms. Deason, and see people sitting on their porch not working.
They supposedly came here to work.
Well, I worked night shift for a while, I mean, you never know where they're working or what hours they're working.
And I wasn't gonna comment on this, but I am now, because I feel like I need to. I wanna welcome anybody to Silicata that wants to come to Silicata. Anybody that's here that's, paying lodging, buying gas, buying food, paying rent, utilities, whatever, we wanna welcome them here. Because if you're here spending money, whether you're working or even if you're not working, you have to be here spending money. So on behalf of Tiffany, Councilmember, Nix, I wanna welcome you, because if you're here stimulating our economy, thank you. That's how I feel about it. And if people aren't breaking the law, they're not causing any problems, I don't see what the issue is. And that's just how I feel. I can only say how I feel.
Well, in being here tonight, and watching the city council meeting, I see why nothing gets done in this town. It's very
Well,
clear.
I'm so sorry you feel that way, Ms. Deason, but if there's anything else we can do to help you in the future, please contact us. We'll do everything we can to assist you.
I'm David Phillips, live on 4th Street, Silicaga. I have to say, the attitude of the council with reference to this is entirely unacceptable. Do we know where the individuals we're discussing are coming from? Where their point of origin is? Because you're treating them like lawful US citizens, which they are not.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut it off because we've
What?
had 3 people to come up. I'm gonna cut it off because we have no reason, again, we have no reason to launch an investigation or to treat people differently because of how they look. There's no reason for
Who
it.
said that?
Well, that's just what I'm saying. I just said that. Tiffany just said that.
Okay,
So
I
there-
didn't say that.
But I said it, but there's no reason for us to discuss this any further. in
These
this-
individuals came from Haiti.
Are valid concerns that we need to
How
hear.
are valid concerns, Laura? People come here all the time. We
These
visit
people came here
Birmingham,
from
we
Haiti.
visit other,
Haiti is a failed state.
we
Their
visit
president was
everywhere.
assassinated in 2021. There
We're
is
done.
no way the State Department
We're-
can vet these
We're
individuals.
done, and I'm gonna
Let
access
him
this.
talk. Please let him talk.
You
You
had a
shut
chance.
up
I was
and let
very
people
specific. Okay, I'm gonna ask all of you to leave because this meeting is over. If having no other further business, I need a motion to adjourn. All right, second,
Second.
all in
Good to
favor?
know.
They're sitting up there lying.
Good to know. Don't want to hear the truth.
I mean,
This is our city.
What do you, I don't know what you want us to do, so what would you like us to do?
To cut off public debate and hold a meeting is a violation of law.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna spend our tax money, that's the money they're gonna be spending. They speak French, our teachers are gonna be able to educate the children that speak French. We're gonna have to hire teachers. There's some kids that
Never because that time, the death.